On this episode of Doing the Most, we're making hot dog flavored mead.
I can't wait.
Homemade brews and various how-tos, everything from mead to roast, bake creation, fermentation, inebriation, doing the most.
Did I say hot dog flavored mead?
Oh,
Sorry, I meant we're having hot dogs and mead.
I assume so, but
Sorry,
why not?
My mistake. I asked my buddy Garrett here from Man-Made Mead to bring some random meads over, and we'd have our Independence Day buffet. And
That's fun to say. That is a fun.
That is kind of fun. Independence Day buffet. That's a merch shirt waiting to happen. Well, we would see what kind of meads go well with the typical Independence Day foods. I noticed that you're a mustard on the hot dog guy.
Mustard and maybe ketchup. You're a mustard and mayo.
You're not into the idea of mustard and mayo.
I don't know. I think a mayo has to be more hidden for me, and that's a little too exposed.
Oh no, this is like double mayo too.
Oh yes, that's too exposed.
All in.
I gotta not be able to taste it that much.
Well, we have all the other delicious foods that you would typically have at 4th of July here in America. Is there anything that's missing here?
This looks right to me.
Yeah, this is accurate to the experience.
Yes.
For any of those folks watching from abroad who
Yeah.
might not be familiar, we have hot dogs.
Uh-huh.
We have chips with French onion dip.
Yes.
Which I'm not sure if that's actually from France or...
It's probably Americanized.
Potato salad. This
Okay,
is mustard potato salad, not mayo potato salad.
I appreciate that.
I presume that there's mayo in it.
There's probably some
there.
mayo.
And of course, we have the American staple of strawberry shortcake. And I was telling him before we started here, I baked these cakes myself.
Which is impressive. I mean,
they're very, look at this. Look
it looks good.
This one can be mine. Look how spongy this cake is. Look at that.
It looks good.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Okay. So let's how about we load up our plates a little bit.
Great.
And then we'll open some bottles and,
All right.
and do some pairings. Are Ruffles your like chips and dip chip of choice? Or are you more like a Lay's
Like as a
guy?
basic one, but I can find myself mixing unorthodox chips with things. You
some
know,
like nacho cheese Doritos?
yeah, I could do that. I could mix that in with some regular dip and not be hurt. You asked me to bring some traditionals, so I got mango, honey mead, oaked. I have a macadamia that's sparkling, which I think could be.
That actually sounds like that might hit the spot.
Well, let's do it then.
All right.
I have my apple cinnamon and then a secret that will not be displayed yet.
Fantastic. Okay, so you want to open that up? Let me grab another couple of glasses so we have a few more in rotation. And
7%
it's sparkling.
sparkling, yeah. So
Should I take a?
I don't know. How do you want to do
start
this?
with the food? Do you double fist it?
Comment below. Do you start food first or drink first?
Turkey dog. I went with that $1 upgrade. You know.
A little bit sweet.
I like the acid balance on that.
I think I added a little citric to this one. Good starter. It's pretty lighter and a little sweetness.
It's kind of woody.
Which I didn't oak it, by the way.
Yeah, no.
Which is interesting.
No, that's really excellent. I've never brewed with macadamia nut honey. It's great with a hot dog.
I was gonna say it's a little sweet. I don't know if maybe the sweet and the savory are going together.
What are your usual plans for 4th of July?
Go do the parade in the morning, and then go do dinner, lunch, all the regular stuff, and then watch fireworks at our local college. One of our local colleges puts off a big fireworks show. We would go up there and watch it.
Nice.
Eat ice cream and, do all this stuff, lunchtime.
What is the best 4th of July ice cream?
I'm going to give it to my mom and say that the homemade vanilla ice cream that she makes is pretty bomb.
I was going to say homemade butter pecan.
I don't know. My mom's not that adventurous, but
All right.
it's pretty good.
Let's move on to the potato salad. I feel like that's what's up next. My thought for the potato salad, because it's like a German potato salad, you want something a little beerier.
Yep.
You and I made this Takis bracket on a live stream last year.
Yes, we did.
And I felt like it would be a good time to open one up and enjoy it with our potato salad.
I'm all for it. I don't remember this being great. I remember it being very salty.
I gave some to a family member recently, and she said it was lovely.
Oh. I mean,
I'm filling these up.
Look at this, though. That is... If you gave me this, that's pretty dang clear. It looks pretty dang good. The moment you say Takis, though, my brain goes, what the? I do remember making this.
Pretty good potato salad.
That is good. Okay, maybe a little time has helped it out. I don't remember what the thing was about it, but...
It's got a little spice to it still.
Which I kind of like. I like that little bit of
not bad.
spice.
The Tupelo honey is coming out in it now, too. Can you believe we used Tupelo honey for this?
The pairing is not bad.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the spice with that like pungency of the mustard.
it feels like almost like if you put a little paprika on top. Like it's just that little bit of extra flavor on there. That's pretty good.
Pretty good. I don't hate that. It's got like a sweet spice versus like salty, pungent sourness. It sounds like it wouldn't mesh well, but it's kind of like it gently rocks you back and forth between flavor profiles.
Well, I think that's something you mentioned about beer one time is putting a little bit of salt in can honestly help it and round it out sometimes.
Put a tear in my beer. That's what they used to do to get rid of the foam. They would rub the salt off their nose and I don't think people do that.
What if I did that now? Do you think how many people would lose their mind if I was like, hold on, let me
I got too much head retention on my hydromel here.
Canceled. This one's hard because what do you pair with chips? Like
chips and French onion dip.
Yes.
Are we back to the Takis bracket?
I mean, to me, my brain went there. Like after trying it, I was convinced. I think that goes well.
Okay.
Overall.
So really, what we're kind of zeroing in on is something like beery and refreshing and light goes with this like savory, salty family of...
Yeah, so my only thought would be, because chips are so salty, having something a little bit sweet would really be interesting. So I do want to try.
Yeah, let's open it up.
Let's do the mango honey.
11.8. And it's oaked.
I don't know that the oak will...
Maybe oak will bring out the onion of the French onion.
Maybe.
Do you think there are a lot of folks
Conspiracy theory.
big mead spread at their Independence Day buffet?
I hope so. Comment below.
Yeah. Let us know. What are your favorite 3 Independence Day meads? Probably a lot of hydromels. I'm filling my mouth with chippy, oniony goodness so we can see how this washes.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that's
It's a bit startling at first, but
not great.
I like that little bit of like vanilla in there.
It just doesn't. The drink itself is fine. It's the combination that I don't know it's setting super well. It does seem like the Takis Braggot might be a better pairing all the way around.
I liked it better the first time. Now I'm getting that like vanilla onion kind of thing at the same time, which is
a
little bit unpleasant.
We have a couple meads left, and I feel like
we're on to dessert.
We're on to dessert. Do we want to work up to dessert? Do we want to?
Have a
little sip break?
Yeah. What do they call it? There's like a name for that.
On the website stcroixvalleymag.com, they say an aperitif counterpart to digestive.
Digestif.
Digestion after a meal.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So
you have one specifically picked out for the shortcake.
So we'll hold on to that one.
Okay. So this is my apple cinnamon that I make all the time. You've had it before.
We polish off this Takis. This is the man-made sizer?
Yeah.
People hear me rave about this one.
I love this recipe. I did a video showcasing 5 years of development of this recipe because from my first iteration to now, and it's pretty fun. It's a little sweeter than a previous batch, but
I love the spice on that. Because it's like not too much, it's not too little. It kind of sits right in the middle, so you're getting like juicy apple, spice, and then a little bit of fresh apple on the exhale. Really sandwiches it in there really well.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
It's a banger. If you're like looking for an apple cinnamon, like an apple pie mead recipe, this is the one.
Oh, that's...
No, I will never do a spiced apple mead on my channel because there's no reason to. And it washes the onion flavor away really well.
Yeah, there's this nice, like, just pulling away.
Yeah. This beach mead was a no water. So for those of you who or like in the amateur intermediate realm, you may not have heard this term.
Yeah.
And so no water is doesn't mean like there's actually no H2O involved, because that would be ridiculous. But there's no water added.
Yeah, no. Mm-hmm.
And so this was 50 pounds of peaches, 15 pounds of honey, some Kvaik yeast, fermented it outside, as I do. I know, outside in the sunlight.
How dare you?
And I think it turned out really lovely. Have you had this yet?
I don't think I have. I've not had this
How
one.
exciting. This was one of the most expensive things I've done. I'm really, really pleased with it. And as you can see
yeah,
down there, I think I've got 6 bottles left, 8 bottles left.
Savor it.
It's popular.
The thing I love about this, about no water brews, are viscosity is just like naturally ingrained in. It feels huge as it is. That's super good.
Yeah, the tannin that you get from leaving all those skins in there, plus those like little red bits that are around the peach pit,
Yep.
is like, it's like biting into a fresh peach.
Yep.
It finished
How old is
slightly
this?
sweet. It's about a year old.
Okay.
It finished slightly sweet, so I didn't need to back sweeten it. I didn't do any adjustments to acid or tannin. It just finished beautifully well balanced.
I love it. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of heat, which is like why I had to ask that, because I feel like no water can sometimes take a while to really calm down.
Yeah.
When there's so much going on.
Okay,
I think we're ready.
are we on to dessert?
I think we're on to dessert.
LFG.
Let's do it.
Okay, so it's we're on to this one.
Yes.
Is this the last one?
Well, my last one is very, very intentionally last one. And
that-
you'll see why.
And that will be our dessert drink. Not our digestive.
No, it won't. It's not a dessert drink. I'll go and tell you. It is a palate cleanser.
Great. So this
It's
was
not peppermint mead. Don't worry, it's not peppermint.
God. This was actually on the channel. This is a strawberry jam mead where a viewer sent in a jam wine recipe. And I converted it to a mead. So I baked this cake.
Oh man, I'm excited.
It was from a box, but I added the 1 1/3 cups water to it.
You baked it. You did it.
And I
look at
baked
that.
it.
That was some real
Dude, I told
squish.
you, it is-
real.
it is
I'm gonna make you
spongy.
zoom in on this squish.
Look at
that squish.
Watch it snap back though.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's sponge cake.
It is. Yeah.
Okay,
That's some.
this is this video is not sponsored by Brahms, but this is strawberry sauce from
it
Brahms.
should be. Shout out to Brahms.
Brahms, if you're listening.
You know what? You know what milk I used for my
Was
my
it
lacto milk?
Brahms?
It was Brahms. Brahms makes everything
Brahms.
better.
Brahms. Do we get like
Keyword
$5?
Brahms.
Good.
That's good.
Strawberry shortcake might be like classically Oklahoma.
I feel like you start with the drink, you go to the dessert. Because you got a tart start.
Tart start.
Tart start for those of you at home. Wait for the keyword.
AOL keyword tart start.
And you want a sweet finish.
Okay. I'm all about a sweet finish. Man, the tannin structure on this is so much different than I remember.
It is good. I do agree with what you said.
That
Back sweetening, it needs some sweetness.
It needs more. It needs honey for back
So
sweetening.
part of it is strawberry is so hard to do. I'm working on a strawberry and vanilla recipe right now. Strawberry is super hard to do. People are always talking about pull the seeds out, not the seeds, but the
Oh, the seeds, they make that like plasticky flavor.
Yes, and which there's ways to do it. Not exactly easy.
This is really good.
Doesn't have to be the most amazing
Hits the spot,
box. It can be pretty good.
Hits the spot.
Well, I think we've come to the. Not that this is not the end of our meal, but we're gonna go.
We're gonna go actually eat.
We're actually gonna go get to eat and enjoy. You don't want to hear our mouth sounds for the next 10 minutes as we do that.
Yeah.
So I have.
I forgot about this.
This here is my Fireball hard seltzer, made with way too many fireballs and sugar. I'm setting at like 5%. And I think it's just a great way for
Let's
us
do it,
to.
man.
I see why I didn't want to do it earlier.
Yeah.
Look
Got
at
a
the
video on this?
I got a video on this.
Should we
If
put
you
a link up there?
do you remember to?
Why is this sparkling?
Because it was I back sweetened with the erythritol.
Why would you sparkle something like this? Did you use some Opti Red on that?
Nothing, man.
Make sure that red 5 carried through. This smells plasticky. Did you ferment the wrappers?
No, the beauty of that is that they they rise to the top of the boil. You can't. America, or you could make Fireball.
Yeah, I should have had you bring like
Seltzer.
a red, a white, and a blue mead over here. This tastes better than it smells, but
Yes.
there is strong.
That CO2 is really kicking out some fun notes. Well, this is, by the way, the year anniversary of this mead. We can all sit. It was made in June of 2021.
Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday, Fireball Mead.
Cheers to you. Cheers to the viewers.
It's not as bad as it sounds, and it's not as bad as it smells.
There is a world where I think it'd be really fun to actually get good at pairing foods and mead. For anyone who really wants to dive deeper, being able to do this is like, it helps your palate. I think that's part of it too, is like, it's one thing to like, oh, this mango mead's good, but it's like, what would this mango mead go with? And I think that really challenges you to go further.
I agree with you. I think it helps you build your palate. It helps you think about how your drink is going to be consumed out in the real world. Because a lot of what we do with tastings is standing behind our tables and tasting and talking to a camera.
Yep.
Like, my groceries are from a local grocery store here, and the owner of the grocery store actually delivers them because she lives in our neighborhood.
Oh.
And so sometimes I give them mead. She's cooking something, he's drinking something. Like, it's like a whole ecosystem. How is my peach mead gonna play with whatever they had that night?
Yeah. Just do it. I mean, that's part of it. It's part of the fun. I mean, you have to eat. If you don't eat, you're dead. I mean, that's just how life works. So
that's actually a real fact. I read that on the internet.
Wikipedia. So why not kill 2 birds, 1 stone, eat some food, put some mead with it, have some fun.
I think it's only right to toast with this.
Cheers to America, red, white, and blue. Cheers.
Cheers. Happy birthday, America.